Thank you for joining my channel. I hope you like these pick threes. If you do, please subscribe and click the like button. And also, be sure to add your comments if you'd like to see any other topics covered in the pick three. So those of you who want to skip right through the introduction and go right to the pick three, go ahead and click on the links below. But before you do that, I'd like you to see how you're going to choose the deck of your message. So let's flip over here and look at the stones. Now, each of these stones represents a card deck that you're going to get an urgent message from. This is what your next 3 weeks, this is what 3 weeks from the day you're listening to this. It's from the day you listen to this to 3 weeks forward is your urgent, important message. This could be action you need to take, things you need to be aware of, blocks that are standing in your way. So don't look at the cards, look at the stones. So the first one is a beautiful, beautiful rainbow quartz point. The next one is petrified wood, and it is gorgeous. And the third one is a generator made with crystals. So is it going to be the crystal point, the petrified wood, or the generator? Take a moment. You can pause the video if you want, and we'll begin with the crystal point that is with the Robin Wood deck. So if you chose the crystal point, your urgent message is that this is a period where you have to reflect upon your finances. This is a time for waiting. It's also a time for some of you to get the physical body into movement. It's been sedentary. It needs to move. The physical body needs to move. For those of you who are waiting for any kind of medical tests, this is usually a good card for a good news coming regarding a medical outcome. And in the next 3 years, hopefully not 3 years, in the next 3 months, you can expect to be focused on work, okay? Both of these are work cards. And this also talks about learning some new skills, maybe having some new responsibilities come into your work life. This is the card about seeing your life from a new perspective. And it's also, do you notice that this card's in suspension? This one's moving and acting, but these are two cards that are in suspension. Your next 3 weeks are kind of about observing. How are things going? Go in observation mode. Is there anything that action I need to take? Well, I'll tell you what. The only action you need to take really is regarding work, because these other two, you're kind of in a suspension period, and that's all right. There's time for action and there's time for non-action. This card is to be aware that some of you could be involved in some conflicts with people. And just remember that there's triggers from the past. You got wounded, and there's a pattern of being triggered. So you've got a pattern of being wounded, the same type of wound over and over again. For some of you, you'll draw in bosses that test you over and over and over again. Some of you will draw in partners with addictions over and over and over again. This is also a card of patterns. You've got 2 cards of patterns here. Next 3 weeks, guess what, guys? You get a chance to break those patterns. And becoming aware of them is half the battle. Look at you, lucky you, King of Pentacles. This is about mastering your finances, mastering the physical body. You guys are going to kick some butt. You are going to kick some butt. You're going to get things done. The next 3 weeks, you're going to come into your power. This is going to be a good 3 weeks. Just remember, there's a time for action at work, and there's a time for just kind of suspending your judgment, suspending your time. Make sure that you build in some relaxation time. This king has deserved it. He's worked hard. He deserves a break. So your next 3 weeks are focused on work and mastering some of the tasks that you have at hand, seeing things from a higher perspective, and also calling in on the unseen world. You know, the unseen world waits to help you. So you can call in on your angels and guides. Do that in the next 3 weeks, and you're going to be looking at success all the way through. For those of you who chose the petrified wood, here is your message. The next 3 weeks are going to bring for you a feeling of kind of solitude. This is a feeling of like Well, you're going to have to be tight with your finances, all right? This is the Five of Pentacles, so it's not going to be a money tree. So you're going to feel a little bit like, wow, I spent too much. So you're going to be suffering a little bit from, you had a little bit too much fun with the money. And now the bills have come in and you've got to pay them. And so the King of Wands means that you are going to buckle down. This is about buckling down, getting yourself some goals. The King of Wands is about mastery. It's okay. It's like the grandfather figure saying, you know what? It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. What you did is not devastating, and it's correctable and fixable. So don't beat yourself up over it. And look at this. A good majority of you out there are going to have love coming. So the next 3 weeks are going to bring messages about love. This is messages about love, new love, doing things you love. And it's about, really taking the time to think, what is my love? Have I been nurturing my current relationships? Are you nurturing friendships, nurturing your spouse? It's about love, you guys. The next 3 weeks, focus on who you love. And this is about being in nature. This is the nature card. Get out there and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I mean, yeah, there's some big scary animals out there. You don't need to hike deep where the big scary animals are. But this talks about getting a deeper connection with nature. So those of you, it can just be even on the sidewalk, you guys. Go out and walk around. Get out there in nature. Those of you who can go hiking, this would be a good thing to do in the next 3 weeks. If it's safe for you to do, go at times that are always safe and places that are safe. And look at this. We've got the Lady and the Lord. Okay, so you guys are you're definitely going to have new love or deeper love. You guys are definitely in the next 3 weeks going to be looking at love. And, I feel like especially those who have been lonely, get moving. This is the King of Wands. Take some action, and your action will be met by the unseen world, and you will be in love. So that is the best news ever. And for some of you, you're going to be making some choices in your relationship. Have you done things together? Have you had a date night? Have you recently had a fight? And does the other person feel bad? I want you to think in the next 3 weeks how you can grow a deeper love with the person you love. If you're single, how you can meet someone. This is your power time for love. Your power time for love. For those of you who chose the generator, if you chose the generator, your reading starts now. The next 3 weeks are going to be about some changes. You're going to have some changes. So you had a little bit of difficulty balancing your life, and you're stepping out of a difficult situation and into something that looks better balanced, more balanced. So if you were working too much, or maybe you were sitting around too much, you're going to change. Maybe this is also, definitely you were working too hard. This can be at home too. Too many burdens. You took on too much. The next 3 weeks, be careful. Be careful not to take on too much. You've got to say no. This is also work outside the home. So some of you just, be aware that when this comes up in the cards, you can shift it. You can shift the energy. So if you get dumped on with projects, you might want to say, hey, I can't do all this and do it, do a quality job. So you may want to say, I've got to I can't have all of this work dumped on me. And then we've got the King of Swords. So this could be an authority figure like a boss or something, and he's kind of watching you. See the wolf in him? It's kind of watching you. You're being watched. So make sure you do a good job at work in the next 3 weeks. Really focus. Don't stare at your phone. Think of new ideas. Really change your attitude because this guy has the ability to be proud, and you could actually even though you don't think there's any chance of a reward for your hard work, believe it or not, the King of Swords can be a sign that if you really focus on your job and you do a good job, there could be a reward coming, because you are definitely being watched in the next 3 weeks. This is about paying attention to your children, the young people in your life. This is about singing, dancing, doing things that bring you joy. And look at the fall. For those of you who are in a climate where there is a fall, the leaves are going to be stunning. Again, get out, get outside, listen to the wind. The wind is going to have messages for you, messages of change. You guys are going to experience some positive changes. You're going to look at yourself in the mirror. You're going to be like, I need to have some positive things going on. And oh my goodness, this ends with like deep friendships, deep loves. Look at the heart up there. You guys are going to be all about working hard to do what you love. The reward comes here. Work hard at work. Make sure you build in some playtime, and your life is going to be well balanced and full of love. And do you notice how serene the pond is back there? That means your emotions over the next 3 weeks are going to be calming down. You guys are going to get a break from frustrations and anger and triggers, and you're actually going to fall into a place where you're making, this card's about choices. You're going to be making some big choices, but good choices. I feel good about all the choices you're going to make. So just be aware you can't say yes to all the projects. Know that someone's watching your work, okay? Get outside and build some playtime, and these relationships, you've got to nurture them. You've got to nurture them. And when you do, you will be rewarded. But the next 3 weeks, I'm happy to say, outside of just having a few burdens here, really, this is going to be glorious for you guys. You guys are going to be basking in success. So the next 3 weeks, you are going to have success. It's going to be shown to you. It's going to be acknowledged, and you're going to feel good about it. So maybe you want to put together an action plan over the next 3 weeks of what your goals are going to be. What do you intend to happen or want to happen in the next 3 weeks? Because you guys could totally make this happen. Your urgent news is to say no if you get overwhelmed. Do the best you can at work. Enjoy the beauty of the seasons changing, and know that you're growing deeper in love. That is a great message for you guys, and thank you for listening.